Yo, what's up? Welcome back to the INT podcast. I'm Isaiah. This is Tyler, and we're going to be doing the recap of the Week 6 2021 NFL season.
Yep.
All right, here we go. We're back on. All right, starting off with the week, we had the Buccaneers, Eagles. What's with the Bucs and keeping games close? This should have been a blowout, but somehow, someway, the Eagles kept it close.
Yeah, I know. I was watching this game, and I was actually hearing a lot of stuff before the game. A bunch of people betting good money on the Eagles over the Buccaneers, and which kind of got me nervous. I was confused why, but I stuck with it. And
this seemed like a bit of a trap game, but yeah, you look at the stats. Brady throwing for almost 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. Leonard Fournette 81 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns, pretty solid. AB,
yes,
if you still think AB isn't a good receiver after having 9 catches for 93 yards and a touchdown, crazy.
Yeah, Leonard Fournette is back, and he is looking like he did on the Jaguars. He is going off now. He is the clear number 1 running back on the Buccaneers. I know it's sad, but Ronald Jones, who was doing great last year, but he's been completely left out of the game script. It's mainly been Leonard Fournette taking most of the carries and Giovanni Bernard
in the backfield. Yeah, in the passing field. In terms of the Eagles, Jalen Hurts, only 115 yards, a touchdown and an interception, but he did have 10 rushes for 44 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. But I think that Jalen Hurts has to be a more precise passer. He had less than a 50% completion percentage, less than 150 yards. That wasn't a great game for Jalen Hurts passing. In terms of rushing, he looked good, but he needs to work on that passing ability if he wants the Eagles to win.
Yeah, I agree. They really did not get their their first overall draft pick, Devontae Smith. They did not factor him in this week whatsoever.
He had 2 catches this week.
Yeah, so they need to get him more involved in that offense if Jalen Hurts is going to progress.
So let's just skip the Dolphins Jaguars game. Let's move on. Okay.
No, let's talk about it.
So, to say the least, upset alert. Jaguars beat the Dolphins in their home stadium at London. Yes, I'm calling the London Stadium the Jaguars' home.
Yeah, that was a big upset.
Not big. Dolphins were only favored by 3 heading into that game.
Okay, yeah. But nobody was actually expecting the Jaguars to get a win anytime soon and breaking long streak they had. But the Jaguars actually did not look that bad, which is surprising.
You know who also didn't look that bad? 2 on his first game back.
Yeah.
329 yards, 2 touchdowns. He had that horrible interception, though. I can't ignore that.
Yeah. The main fault or the main people you can blame is the Dolphins coaching staff. They need to be better. They cannot make
the play calling is awful. In terms of our receivers, Jalen Waddle has really stepped up because he's had to play the number 1 receiver back-to-back weeks. And this week he really stepped up, having 10 catches, 70 yards, 2 touchdowns. Mike Gesicki had over 115 yards. Big game in terms of those guys.
I know Dolphins.
I would definitely go and pick up Jalen Waddle if he's on your waiver because he's going to be the number 1 receiver again next week probably.
Yeah, I agree. But, for all the Dolphins fans, you guys should not look at this game and think we're going to lose every single game from now on. We're terrible. We lost the Jaguars. You got to keep in mind your 2 best receivers on the team weren't playing.
2 best corners were out as well.
Yes. 2 best corners were out as well. But I'm telling you, if Devontae Parker and Will Fuller come back and they play like they did respectively last year, then I'm telling you that receiving core is going to be nasty, and it's only going to help out Tua's game and as well as all the players around him, and that offense is going to be rolling. And also, you guys didn't have your 2 best corners back, So, you can look for that defense to improve in the future weeks as well.
I'm a Jaguars fan. I'm happy with what Lawrence did. He was very unmistakable. He didn't take many sacks that game. His biggest mistake was getting strip sacked. But that really wasn't his fault. It was in his blind spot. He couldn't see the player. And that offensive tackle got absolutely destroyed by the defensive tackle, forcing the strip sack. James Robinson looked good. And Marvin Jones, haven't seen him play that good in a while, but 7 catches for 100 yards and a touchdown. Great game for Marvin Jones.
Yeah, Marvin Jones, since joining the Jaguars, he's been the clear number 1 receiver.
Mm-hmm. All right, moving on. Next up, we have the Vikings-Panthers. What a game! Have a game, bro. Like, oh my. Minnesota advancing to 3-3. Carolina fans, 3 straight losses. How do you feel right now? Now, if I'm them. Kirk Cousins, 3 touchdowns, 300 yards. Dalvin Cook, no surprise there, was really good.
Adam Thielen went off that game, I was hearing about. So, Adam Thielen, man, that receiving core mixed with Dalvin Cook on the Vikings, it is disgusting. They easily have the best trio of receiver and running back with Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, and Dalvin Cook. I mean, it's ridiculous.
I didn't watch this game, but I saw the ending to it. It was quite something. It was a good game.
Yeah, great game for the Vikings. And Panthers, way to stay in there. I mean, you guys weren't favorites to win this game, but, I mean, that defense still is going to improve. I mean, you got to wait until you guys get Stephon Gilmore in there, and he's going to go off when he's with you guys.
You want to hear what also needs to improve? Sam Darnold's accuracy. On 41 attempts, he only completed 17 passes. That is not good. Combine that with also throwing an interception, not a great game.
Yeah, that's rough.
And then you look at, like, DJ Moore had a pretty solid game, 5 catches, 73 yards. That defense is young. They're going to improve. This might not be the year you make the playoffs, Carolina, but be happy with what you've shown so far. All right.
Yeah, you guys were a bit overreacting when you guys were 3-0 and you're saying Super Bowl contenders. Yeah.
Ravens Chargers. Holy, have a day, Baltimore. They put it on the Chargers. They exposed every aspect of the Chargers game. That defense looked phenomenal. The offense didn't do much that game, but the defense looked so good.
Yeah, I mean, Marquise Brown is definitely having a breakout year this year. I mean, the other years he's been solid. I know he's been the number 1 receiving option in Baltimore, but these past 2 games with Marquise Brown, he has looked like easily an elite, one of the top 10 receivers in the league right now. I mean, he's going off Lamar Jackson. I saw some of his plays that game. He is looking filthy. He's looking just like his MVP year. I mean, he's doing ridiculously good. Yeah. And even though they don't have a clear number 1 running back, and they've been kind of having to do a...
Continue.
Okay, so I know they've been running a running back committee with Devontae Freeman. I'm not sure. I know Le'Veon Bell's been in the mix, but they've just been... that running back core hasn't been that good this year with all the injuries, and they're still performing at easily a top 5, arguably top 3 team in the league this year.
Justin Herbert having the worst game we've seen from him this year. Under 200 yards, only 1 touchdown and interception. Lamar Jackson, he didn't play that well. 167 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. But on the ground, he looked pretty solid. But they didn't have to do much that game. The defense played amazing. And I'm going to continue to say it.
Yeah, don't panic if you're a Chargers fan and with Justin Herbert's performance. I mean, it was 1 bad game. He is still easily looking like the best quarterback out of that draft class. I mean, look for him to bounce back.
Friendly reminder that Tua played better than him this week.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm joking, Chargers fans. I'm joking.
Like, come on now. Tua was playing the Jaguars.
Yeah.
Herbert was playing Baltimore.
Okay. Moving on to our next game. We have the Rams Giants. I don't think there's much surprise out of this game. Giants were ruined by injuries, and Rams are one of the most complete teams in football. Well, at one point the score was 28-3. I'm looking at right now.
Falcons fan.
Falcons fans taking notes on how to keep a 28-3 lead.
Yeah. So basically, this game, Rams won. Not really a surprise. I mean, at least for Giants fans, and with all the injuries they've had, their running back Booker, he looked like a decent option for Daniel Jones. I mean, with the amount of carries he got, I know he wasn't that used later in the game just because they were down by so much and they were passing. But, I mean, earlier in the game with the amount of carries he got, I mean, he did great on them. He had a few decent runs, and he looked like a solid option for Daniel Jones to throw down to. So look for him to be imported into the offense.
Matthew Stafford, 4 touchdowns, played really well. He had that 1 interception, but nothing too big of a deal. Cooper Kupp, no surprise, he's looked fantastic this year. And in
didn't Bobby Trees have a touchdown? Didn't Bobby Trees, Robert Woods?
Yeah, he actually did.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones, rough game, 3 interceptions, no touchdowns. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, poor Daniel Jones. He really is going to have to be creative with some of the people.
Giants moved down to 1-5, and they're probably the third worst team. Probably goes Lions, Texans, Giants, Dolphins. Right? Can we agree on that?
Debatable. Dolphins might be a little bit lower, but yeah.
It's those 4 teams are the 4 worst teams in the league. All right.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Falcons are
Colts, Texans. Well. You had the Texans winning this game, and boy, did the Colts show that the Texans were not going to win that game.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, can you back me up? I had reason to believe that the Texans at least had a good shot. I mean, look at their last 2 weeks against decent teams like the Patriots. I mean, they kept it close.
They had a 10-point lead at one point, yeah.
Yeah, David Mills looked terrible.
Yeah.
Really bad game for him. He's really showing. He's really showing why he can back up.
Mark Ingram was pretty solid, though. Brandon Cooks as well. Pretty solid. So to the Colts, I've seen this one play from Wentz. Have you seen that play where it's just a play action and Wentz just bombs a deep bomb?
To Pascal?
Yeah. Why is everyone so reacting about that play? What's so special about it?
I'm not sure, but, I mean, yeah, I mean...
Wentz just didn't Wentz didn't do anything special, but he didn't make any mistakes, so... Jonathan Taylor, though. 10 yards a carry? And 145 yards? Dang, Taylor went off that game. Yeah, crazy game.
Yeah, I agree. All right, can you pause real quick?
All right, I don't even remember where we left off, but we're just going to end the Colts-Texans game there. Colts win in a dominant fashion. Chiefs-Washington. How do I feel about this game?
Okay, continue.
How do I feel about this game? The score, I feel like, is misleading. Mahomes, 400 yards is good. 2 touchdowns, solid. But those 2 interceptions, I just don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if you guys saw, but one of those interceptions, 100% on Tyreek Hill, was not on Mahomes. So, I mean...
But the other one was horrible.
Yeah, bad interception for him. The first one, but the other one, 100% on Mahomes. I know we'll probably talk about this a little bit later, but as you guys know, Sean Taylor's number got retired and Jackson Mahomes
danced on it.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that a little bit. But basically, yeah, so the Chiefs, they won. I don't think this was much of a surprise for most of you, but Mahomes, he looked decent. He could have had a better game, but
Tyreek looked decent and Kelsey looked decent. I don't know. There's not much to talk about with this game.
I was actually surprised because I know Tyreek Hill was dealing with an injury and just got cleared to play a few hours before the game, and so
I don't know. There's not much to talk about. Heineke threw for under 200 yards. There's not much to talk about. Next game.
Bad game for Heineke.
Yeah. Packers, Bears. Aaron Rodgers still owns you guys, Packers fans. Remember that.
Yep. Good game by the Packers. This is actually a solid game. I know they were back and forth the entire game.
And then Aaron Rodgers had that rushing TD and reminded the the Bears that he owned them.
Yeah. I did see though. Allen Robinson was getting incorporated this week, and which surprising, but Fields, if he can look at Allen Robinson, if he can start targeting him more, and Allen Robinson can look at what he did last week, I mean, the Bears are going to be a serious threat, at least for a playoff spot or whatever. But, I mean, once Montgomery comes back, that offense is going to definitely improve.
Now, the only thing is, Aaron Rodgers says he owns the Packers, yet didn't throw for 200 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah, Devontae Adams, yeah. You said Allen Robinson got involved. I didn't watch the game. Yeah, 4 catches, 53 yards. They're incorporating him a little more. Khalil Herbert, the third-string running back who I was trying to get in fantasy, couldn't get him, went off. I could have used that. I lost that week. And if I had Khalil Herbert, I would have won.
Yeah, Khalil Herbert, great game for him. He definitely looked like. I mean, we've seen all the running backs. Whoever's starting on that team, it's a must start. Whether it's David Montgomery, whether it's Damian Williams, whether it's Khalil Herbert. I mean, you're going to start them. They have a rookie quarterback. They don't want to pass the ball 90% of the time. The running backs, whoever is starting, will get involved a lot into that offense, and so you need to be starting whoever's starting for that running back core.
Mm-hmm. Up next, we have the Bengals-Lions. No shock there. I did see a clip that it was like the reason why Jamar Chase got taken over Penei Sewell is because he's a better blocker. You saw that? He was like blocking for Joe Mixon. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, definitely. So the Bengals won, not really a big of a surprise. I mean, Jamar Chase is proving every single game why he deserves to be drafted at where he was. I know, rough start of the season, but he is...
The preseason was a rough start. He was explosive the moment the season started.
Yeah,
Brandon Allen threw one pass, but threw a touchdown. I think that's the headline of this game.
Who's Brandon Allen?
Their backup quarterback.
Really?
Yep.
Joe Burrow played, right?
Yeah. 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Jamar Chase had 97 yards on 4 catches. Really solid day for Chase. As always, I don't think there were much surprise here.
Yep.
Now, Jared Goff, you're giving more reasons for the city of Detroit to absolutely hate you. 202 yards and an interception. Continue.
I'm not sure if you guys... Sorry.
No, I said you continue.
Oh, okay. So I'm not sure if you guys saw, but after the game, the Lions head coach was actually flaming Jared Goff in his post-game interview, and he was going off on how bad he was doing. And so, I mean, I kind of agree with him, but kind of you need to keep that between you and your player. But I mean, yeah, Jared Goff's got to step up. He's got to do better. I know he's in a rough situation, but he still is going to have to step up if the Lions are going to win a game this year.
Although DeAndre Swift with 5 catches, 43 yards, his running game, 13 carries, 24 yards, and averaged 1.8 yards a carry.
That's bad.
He had a touchdown rushing, but when you're averaging less than 2 yards a carry, that is awful.
That's terrible.
Mm-hmm. All right. Next up, you want to talk about the next game?
Okay, so let's actually skip this game due to time constraints.
We're at the 18-minute mark, Tyler. We're doing pretty good on time.
Okay, fine. So, yeah, rough game for the Browns. I called it, though.
Injuries. I don't know how I feel about the Browns heading into the future. They have to beat Denver. That's like a must-win game for them. But those injuries, they have 20 injuries on their injury report. It's ugly.
Listen, we cannot panic as Browns fans. We cannot panic about this game. I know it was bad on paper. We played a bad game. But you got to think Myles Garrett was shook up. I know he was questionable going into the game. We had Jadeveon Clowney got injured part through the game. We had Baker Mayfield out for part of the game. I mean, we had Nick Chubb out. We know Kareem Hunt's on the IR right now. We have some of our best linemen.
That's why you guys start panicking. That injury report is so bad. But hey, you saw the Hail Mary?
Yeah, it was a good Hail Mary for the Browns.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny because it's normally the Cardinals who are doing big Hail Marys, but
now it's the Browns doing it to the Cardinals. Tyler showed why he should be MVP. 4 touchdowns. What do you want me to say? AJ Green led the team in receiving yards. Not something you see very often nowadays.
Crazy.
Yep.
So rough game for the Browns. I know also that coaching staff's got to be better for the Browns. Some of those calls they've made. I mean, why are we running?
They're too aggressive.
Why? Yeah, I agree. Why are we running the ball on 4th and 3? Or no, why are we passing the ball on 4th and 3 right there against the Cardinals? I mean, it's not a smart. We are easily in field goal range. Kick the field goal, take the 3 points, and try to do better on the next drive. But no, you should not be going forward on 4th and 3 that early into the game.
Both the Dolphins and the Browns, they need to get better coaching calls. But in terms of that, Mayfield 2 touchdowns and interception. Nothing special, but considering, yeah. OBJ finally got some involvement in the game. 5 catches, 79 yards. But Donovan Peoples-Jones, the 2 touchdowns, the Hail Mary. Yeah. All right, we'll move on for your sake. Next game. Okay. Crazy game. Dallas continuing to show that they can win on both sides of the ball. They could win. They're 5-1.
Dallas is legit. I know all the Dallas memes about 8-8.
They're not finishing 8-8 this season, though. That just ain't happening.
Yeah, I agree. Dallas is back. That offense, Dak is back. Zeke is back. I mean, this offense is just they have so many weapons on that offense that are going to be nightmare for defenses. Even some of the top defenses like the Bills are going to have difficulties against us. I mean, they have Dak Prescott, one of the best quarterbacks in the league. They have 2 solid running backs in Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard. They have 2 solid tight ends. I mean, Blake Jarwin, Dalton Schultz. They have
even without Michael Gallup, CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper have looked fantastic. CeeDee Lamb had 149 yards and 2 touchdowns, including the game-winning. And Dak threw 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, have a game, CeeDee Lamb. He did great in this game. And I think I called it in our last video. I said CeeDee Lamb, or either me or you said that CeeDee Lamb was going to have a big game.
I think it was you.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, he had crazy game. And I don't see any signs of that regressing. I mean, he's a young receiver. You got to think he got drafted not too long ago. He's going to be an elite. I'm making this prediction. He's going to be a top 5 receiver in the next 2 years.
Mm-hmm. Trayvon Diggs, 7 interceptions in 6 games, including that pick 6. Insane. He's been going off. Mac Jones is struggling with, in my opinion, his biggest problem is that he's just not aggressive enough at times. We did see him throw that dart to Kendrick Bourne, which was also Kendrick Bourne's only catch. But yeah, go on.
Yeah, I mean, the Patriots offense is going to have to find a rhythm if they're going to be any better than they are. And even that defense isn't looking that good. I mean Patriots going. A lot of the Patriots fans were saying that after Mac Jones and all their additions on offense that they were immediately going to be playoff contenders, possibly Super Bowl contenders. And it's not turning out like that. I mean, Mac Jones has been iffy. He needs to do better. That receiving core, I know all those additions. I mean, you cannot go ahead and sign Hunter Henry, Kendrick Bourne,
Nelson Aguilar.
Nelson Aguilar. You can't sign all these guys and barely use them into your play. I mean, they've got to be better. I mean, Bill Belichick is going to either have to start using them or that offense is not going to be winning many games.
Damian Harrison has looked good though. Can't take away from that. 100-yard performance.
Okay. Played him in my fantasy league.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that got us though. All right.
Yeah.
I'm not picking the Broncos anymore. I know you guys haven't been paying much attention. I know that we just started our podcast and did our predictions. I have not picked the Broncos to lose a game this season. That's how much faith I had in them this season. And boy, they have lost 3 straight games. I don't know if I think they're gonna beat the Browns or not. The Browns' injuries are just too much. I'm gonna wait for when we record that video to see what the Browns injury report looks like heading into Thursday night.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like I called it and said the Broncos weren't going to be that good this year. Almost like I did.
Okay.
I wonder who said that. Okay, but yeah. I was right.
I can't believe that the Raiders. I'm kind of just shocked that the Raiders. I'm just kind of shocked the Raiders continue to perform without their coach there.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like I called that as well. If you guys go check out the last podcast.
Yeah.
So
I guess you're just a smarter NFL fan than me. It's confirmed.
Yeah, but basically, I called it. Broncos were not going to be that good this year. I didn't think they were. I think they were going to finish last in the division. I know that's still up. Broncos fans, you won 3 games, but come on, were they really wins? Did you guys see who you played?
0-9. Hey, they beat the Jaguars.
Oh my gosh.
Titans fans, wait, they beat the Jets. They beat the Jets.
Dolphins fans, wait, they beat the Jaguars?
They beat the Jaguars. Okay,
so
wait.
So basically,
this is completely irrelevant, but if you go to the stats, Josh Jacobs, they call him, his actual name is Joshua Jacobs. That's so weird for me to see. Henry Ruggs went off. 3 catches for 97 yards.
Yeah. Henry Ruggs looking good.
Sorry, Broncos and Raiders fans, we aren't taking your part seriously.
Yeah.
Teddy Bridgewater 3 touchdowns, but also 3 interceptions. You can't be throwing 3 picks.
Yeah, I called it. I mean, the Broncos, I don't care who's your quarterback. I don't care if it's Drew Lock. I don't care if it's Teddy Bridgewater. I don't care if Javonte Williams is taking the carries. I don't care if Melvin Gordon's taking the carries. That somebody is going to have to step on that offense big time in order for you guys to even compete to have a winning record this year.
All right. Well, sorry we didn't take you guys seriously, but up next.
Yeah.
It's almost like somebody said that without Russell Wilson, the Steelers were going to find a way to beat the Seahawks. Who said that one? Crazy good game, though. Geno Smith fumbling in field goal range in overtime was a massive play. TJ Watt continuing to show why he's an elite edge rusher, second best edge rusher in the league, behind Myles Garrett. Don't get mad at me, Steelers fans.
He's not wrong.
Don't get mad at me, Steelers fans.
Yeah.
Bro, but you can't help but to just look at the Seahawks injury. No Chris Carson, no Russell Wilson. But they do have Jamal Adams, the best in the nation, obviously.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you guys saw it. If you haven't, look up Jamal Adams. Almost interception against the best in the nation against the Steelers. That was ridiculous. Come on, Jamal Adams, you got to make that play. I mean, come on.
Wait, what play are we talking about? Wait,
you didn't see it?
No, I didn't.
You didn't see it?
No, but Jamal Adams claims to be the best in the nation. We know that one.
Hold on. Can you pause the video?
Yeah.
Or podcast?
We're back. All right, so I just watched the play. Definitely should have caught that interception, but huge plays made by Pittsburgh. But I'm not going to say it. Big Ben is still not a good QB.
I agree. Big Ben is still not a good QB. But, yeah, Jamal Adams got to make that play. Got to make that play.
Guys like Najee Harris, though, and Deontay Johnson really showing their elite levels in this offense.
Yeah.
Najee, they've both been fantasy monsters. If you guys have them, especially in PPR, you guys are some lucky people.
So, you watching this video right now, you have more interceptions than Jamal Adams since he left the Jets.
Wait, why is that? You mean the same amount?
You have the same amount of interceptions since Jamal Adams left the Jets.
Congrats on you. At what point you guys had more yards than Kadarius Toney?
Yeah.
All right, final game. Another amazing game we had this week. Bills-Titans. What a surprise!
Great game.
Josh Allen took the Titans' defense. It's almost like we said this year the Titans' defense are going to be bad. But yeah, I'll give the Titans where credit's due. That offense looked like the offense we expected to see this year.
Derrick Henry is back.
He's always been back. Bro, he's number 1 fantasy running back. What are you on?
Okay, fine. Derrick Henry. Derrick
Henry's is better than he was, bro. 150 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Sorry, don't get mad at me, but Derrick Henry is the best running back in the league, and it's not debatable.
Definitely.
It is not
CMC
debatable
can't stay
right
healthy. Dalvin can't stay healthy. Nick Chubb is probably the next best choice, but he's been hurt.
And he's not healthy, yeah. So,
every elite running back has not been healthy. But I need to know, who in their right mind pictures Derrick Henry on the ground getting injured? Just put that image into your mind.
Yeah, I know. Derrick Henry is an absolute tank. I mean, I would be terrified to tackle Derrick Henry.
Yeah, ask Josh Norman.
If I saw him in public, I would be terrified to even look at him. Dude's a monster.
Yeah. Man's a monster on the football field. Josh Allen did Josh Allen things. No surprise there. Yeah.
Well, Stephon Diggs, I know he had a touchdown. That offense, they look solid. It's just, and that defense didn't look terrible. I mean,
still, Trayvon Diggs is better than Stephon Diggs.
Yeah. Stephon Diggs has the same amount of interceptions as his brother.
No, touchdowns. It's touchdowns.
Touchdowns.
Trayvon Diggs with the 2 touchdowns. Stephon Diggs with 2 touchdowns. Fantasy owners who took Stephon Diggs in the late first or early second round are just upset.
Trayvon Diggs is actually looking like an elite cornerback, though.
Yeah, definitely.
If the season ended right now, he would easily make a case for Defensive Player of the Year.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you know a name that I haven't heard a lot of?
What?
Aaron Donald.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe it's just because I need to know. You just reminded me Defensive Player of the Year. It's the last thing we're going to do. I know we said that last time, but no, last thing we're going to do. I think I spelled his name wrong. Aaron Donald stats. 3.5 sacks and a forced fumble.
Okay, yeah.
Just doing Aaron Donald things. All right.
Yeah. But basically, I would like to talk a little bit more about the whole Chiefs situation and what's going on with Patrick Mahomes' whole family.
His mom. Isn't it like his wife always tweeting about the NFL games? I think I saw something.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So first off, let's start with Jackson Mahomes. I know. Okay, I get it. You like to do TikToks. They're funny. They're cool. You have a lot of followers. Whatever. I don't really care. But when it gets to a disrespectful level and you're disrespecting one of the NFL greats like Sean Taylor, and especially after what happened to him, I mean, that's where it gets a bit too far. I mean, dancing on his logo dancing on his number
Memorial.
is just memorial. Yeah, I mean, that's unacceptable. That's basically going.
No, I want to know why no one stopped him from doing it. It's a gated off area.
Yeah, I mean,
why? Why?
But I know he shortly deleted that video, but it's still out there.
It was up for I think it was 8 hours.
Crazy. Okay.
And bro, you can't do that. That's so disrespectful.
And I know you're not playing in the NFL, but you still have to be a good, role model. I mean, there's still a ton of people who look up to him. I mean, he's
verified.
Yes, he's verified, and he's Patrick Mahomes' brother. He's got to do better. He should know that's unacceptable. Yeah. Okay, and also let's talk about Patrick Mahomes' wife.
No, but hold on. Before we end it off, I just want to say he's a clout chaser, bro.
Uh-huh.
Bro, right. He goes to all the games. Also, he does little TikTok dances. Ha ha ha. Very funny. And he cares nothing about football. I think it's pretty obvious. All right.
And Ravens game when he spilled water.
Dumped water on the Ravens.
Why? Come on. That if a fan did that and did it and spilled water in Jackson Mahomes, or if he did that, if the roles were reversed in that situation, the fan would have gotten arrested. Yeah. I mean,
That just can't be allowed. You can't be doing that.
No, you.
All right, and
also,
then finally, let's talk about his wife. You can start this one off because I don't really know what to say.
Okay, so Brittany Holmes, she needs to be quiet. She needs to stop what she's been doing. I know she's had multiple instances where she's called out. She's called out the Chiefs coaching staff. She's called out Tyreek Hill. I'm not sure if you saw, but she tweeted and said that Tyreek Hill.
Well, I want to see this.
Was 100% Tyreek Hill's fault. And we get it. Everybody who watched that play knows it was Tyreek Hill's fault. But you being Patrick Mahomes' wife and being a big part of this organization, you need to be better. You need to understand that you can't be doing that, and you need to back up your teammate. You need to back up your husband's teammate, and you can't be flaming him. Also, I know.
She called out NFL experts for comparing Patrick Mahomes to Josh Allen.
Yeah, this year it is 100% comparable. I mean, I don't care what she has to say. It was
kind of comparable last year. They're pretty similar QBs.
Yeah.
But it was always a debate with Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. But this year, the top 3 QBs are probably right now Kyler, Allen, and Mahomes in that order. No, in any order.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Mahomes' family is just absolutely ruining his reputation.
Also, did you see...
You gotta stop bringing Jackson to the games, and you gotta get your wife off on Twitter sometimes.
Yeah. Also, did you see how the Steelers fans were doing the wave right after a Seahawks player left down with a neck injury that nearly left him paralyzed?
Are you serious? Were doing the wave. Hold on.
Yep.
You're kidding me. Steelers fans do wave. Steelers fans criticize for what they done on the... that is horrible.
Yeah, they were all doing the wave.
And Steelers fans wonder why we criticize them.
Uh-huh.
I don't care. I don't care if it's your least favorite player. You should never do that. And this wasn't even some hated player in the NFL.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it was Vontaze Burfict or Ben Roethlisberger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, well, that's going to be all for the INT podcast. Make sure to tune in Thursday to hear our Week 7 NFL predictions. There'll probably be some bold takes. I already have one in my head that's going to be kind of bold, kind of not. You guys will see on Thursday. All right, peace.
All right, bye.